All right, let's do it. Welcome into today's San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr., and I'm rocking a true classic polo here, which are great for me hosting shows, going out on a date, hanging out with the homies, hitting the golf course, and you, too, can see for yourself what True Classic has to offer and get 25% off in the process. All you have to do, plug in that link down below me, trueclassic.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video and tell you more about True Classic coming up here in a little while. They don't only have shirts and polos. They have some boxer briefs and some shorts as well. They're athletic gear, perfect for me as I'm back on a running streak every day of June heading into July here. All right, the topic of today's show. Are the 49ers about to extend Nick Bosa and make him the highest paid defensive player in the history of the NFL? Pro Football Focus listing the Bosa extension as the one remaining move that the Niners need to make prior to the start of this season. And because Nick Bosa's nickname is the Bear, have some fun down in the comment section. 4th of July was yesterday. You might be a little bit hungover, working on an adrenaline rush, looking for some laughs. How many bear emojis can we get in the chat? Like I said, have some fun with it and entertain yourselves down in that comment section right now. Pro Football Focus on Nick Bosa saying this: it's a matter of when, not if, Bosa becomes the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. We wrote up an entire breakdown here of what that monster deal could look like, highlighting some of the various contractual benchmarks Bosa could look to clear. The 49ers undoubtedly have an expensive roster at almost every spot besides quarterback. But if Brock Purdy can be counted on as the guy for the next few seasons, that's not really a problem at all. So I've continued to say it here on the show that I think Nick Bosa is going to become the highest paid defensive player in the history of the sport. The big question, how much is a Bosa deal going to be? It's going to be worth a lot whenever it happens, and keep in mind that the Niners like to do business right before training camp with these contract extensions or right after the start of training camp, which, by the way, does start for veterans on July 25th. That's kind of the timeline you want to keep in mind here with Bosa. And Aaron Donald really did set the table for what Bosa could get here. 3 years, $95 million. $31.5 million per year, and his guaranteed money checking in at about $95 million in total. That was what the Aaron Donald contract was a couple of years ago. So naturally, because Bosa at this point is probably a better player, a younger player, and because the NFL salary cap has risen since then and will continue to rise, this was my original Nick Bosa contract projection. 5 years, $160, $32 per year, $120 in guaranteed money. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Because the NFL salary cap is increasing, I actually think Nick Bosa's deal is going to be bigger than this. That is one of my predictions for San Francisco's deal with the Bear. So if you think Bosa deserves to be the highest paid defensive player in the history of the NFL, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Bosa's such a special player, and he certainly deserves it, right? Just because of the impact that he has on the game, and we'll talk about that impact coming up here in just a few moments. But like I said at the top of the show, Essential 9-pack for these True Classic tees, only $13.88 per t-shirt. I really like their golf polos. Their athletic wear is also awesome. Tighten the chest here with this polo, but the material is really nice as well. And I like the versatility that True Classic has to offer. The best thing about this is the deal. Promo code CHAT for 25% off. I'll tell you what, I love summer, long days, warm nights, and barbecues with friends. Shout out to Trizzy Trace. His dad, Steve, lighting off some awesome fireworks in Melissa, Texas last night for the 4th of July. You know what I was rocking once I got out of the pool? True Classic. But on top of that, it's the perfect excuse to wear my favorite t-shirts and shorts from True Classic because everything they make is crafted to make you look and feel your best through the dog days of summer. Breathable fabrics, perfect fits, prices that simply cannot be beat, and right now, 25% off for our viewers and listeners of the show. If you need new shorts, True Classic has you covered. Whether you want something for the gym, the beach, or a night out with friends, their chino shorts, my personal favorite, with 2 different lengths, 7.5 inches 9.5 inches for me. I've been running so much, got to show off the quads, right? I'll go with the 7.5. And a range of colors for any occasion as well. Crafted with 4-way stretch fabric. And speaking of the gym, by the way, their line of quick dry active shorts, a must for your summer workouts. But seriously, whatever you choose, you can't go wrong. All True Classic clothing is designed to be versatile and work with your lifestyle so that you can look and feel your best from morning to night. In fact, True Classic's so committed to their products, they even have a 100% risk-free guarantee. So if the products don't fit, you don't like them, which would shock me, and you got to take fashion advice from your boy, right? Then they'll give you back your money. TrueClassic.com/chat. They're amazing shorts, also 25% off. This deal is too good. Add to your summer wardrobe with True Classic. Nick Bosa's Pro Football Focus numbers last year certainly back up the argument behind why he could become the highest paid defensive player in the history of the league. You look at these numbers and you compare them to other players across the NFL, it really is wild, right? It's video game type stuff. 90.9 overall grade, 81.1 run defense grade. He doesn't get enough credit for being a pretty good run defender. 90.9 pass rush grade, 508 pass rush snaps, 41 hurries, 30 quarterback hits, 90 total pressures on those 508 pass rush snaps. Are you kidding me? That's almost 1 in 5. And then 39 stops as well. And his numbers over the last 2 years, he is combined now for 15.5 sacks and 18.5 sacks. In 2020, he did tear his ACL at Ohio State his final year when he was playing opposite of Chase Young. He did have the season-ending core muscle injury, so that's a little bit of a concern when you're giving a guy this big of a paycheck. But as far as your locker room culture goes, Nick Bosa really does define what it's like to be a great player, a premier player, and put the necessary work in to get paid and to be one of the best at your craft. Nick Bosa, on his confidence level about landing a contract, he said this during 49ers OTAs when, of course, Bosa had reported, "It's pretty high, my confidence level. Yeah, I think I'm pretty confident about that. I think I'll get what I deserve." And as we look ahead here, the 49ers traditionally like to do business right around when training camp starts. And for the Niners, veterans do report on July 25th. I expect a Nick Bosa contract extension to happen just before that date or right after. And Nick Bosa is going to become the highest paid player on the defensive side of the football in the history of the NFL. This guy is still in his mid-20s. He's an exemplary leader. His work ethic is contagious for other players to see. How he grinds and how he perfects his craft in that locker room and on the field is certainly admirable, because this guy isn't content with being good. He wants to be great. In the last 2 years, he's combined for 18.5 sacks and 15.5 sacks. He is the best pure edge rusher in the NFL right now. And when you build a football team, you're looking for a couple of pillars here. You have to check off that quarterback position. You have to be able to protect that quarterback. But lastly, you have to get after the quarterback. And Bosa is going to be able to do this for a really, really long time. And he is going to be well worth being the highest paid player in the history of the NFL on the defensive side of the rock. Because as a leader of this football team, that's the guy you look to lead with his actions and how he plays in between the lines. How much will Bosa get per season? You predict it for me down in the comment section. Look, my initial projection, a little bit more than Aaron Donald. I think it's going to be between $32 and $35 million. The Niners going to make a statement with this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the show. Get hooked up with True Classic. Bang, bang, Niner gang. San Francisco. And keep in mind, watch parties pretty close in the distance here. Preseason football going to be here before we know it. All right, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.